Hello everybody and welcome to the Prep Rally, our special WIAA State Football Finals edition. Rob Hernandez joined by Dennis Semrau. Dennis, finally we have company here at Camp Randall starting Thursday. Let's start Division 7. Seneca, Greenwood, Granton, a pair of teams here for the first time. Now Greenwood, before the co-op formed last year, was a state champion back in '86 and won again in '90, but first time for Seneca, first time for the Ridge and Valley since 1990.
1990, wow, before these kids were born, right?
That's right.
That's incredible. You look here, there's nothing like the first time, this whole week, just like with basketball, all the things that they have to do, but when they get to run down that tunnel where the Badgers run down, there's no bigger thrill.
And Seneca will have the state's leading rusher, John Alanis, at 2,885 yards already, the second best single-season tally in state history. Dennis, we move on to Division 6, where Fond du Lac Springs, a state runner-up a year ago, took care of business in the sectional final, avenging their loss in the state finals last year to Edgar to get here 38-0, very convincing. They'll take on Shiocton here in the state finals. What can we expect out of that game?
Well, from day one, we were looking for that semifinal matchup with Edgar and with Springs, and it's pretty incredible. You think about it was a 6-0 game last year at state, and what they've just rolled right through the competition. You look at Coach Highland out of Fond du Lac Springs, legendary. He's a Hall of Fame coach, and they're ready to roll.
All right, so that game will be on Thursday, second game of the day at 1 o'clock. Division 5, their first local team will be in action, Dennis. Lancaster, the Flying Arrows, taking on Colby. That game, a battle of unbeatens. Lancaster with a state title would join Stratford for the most in state history with 7. But Colby, this is their third state final appearance, Dennis, in 4 years. Should be a great matchup.
Yes, well, Coach, you look at the Lancaster whole program. How many former players have played here at Wisconsin? I mean, they make almost an annual trip, it seems, so just one more step for them. All
right, so that game at 4 o'clock on Thursday, preceding the finale on day 1, Division 4 state championship game, Wrightstown taking on Somerset. Now, back-to-back state appearances in 04-05 for Somerset, first time back since then. Wrightstown, 2 state titles in '98 and '06, Dennis, and rolling unbeaten this year, knocked off one of our area teams, Broadhead Judah, last year's state runner-up. Looks like Wrightstown will be tough to beat.
Well, boy, I thought Broadhead Judah, after watching them beat Platteville in round 1, they were loaded for bear. They were going to be back here, and they just got taken apart last week, offensively, defensively, so look out.
All right, let's move ahead to Friday then. First game of the day, 10 a.m. The West Pere Phantoms, the defending state champions, against Wisconsin Lutheran. Dennis, a great matchup. 3 state final berths in a row for West Pere, but Wisconsin Lutheran, their 5th state title game appearance in all since 2003. This is a clash of heavyweights, isn't it?
Yes, having seen Lutheran last week against Madison Edgewood, that was a great game, 35-32. When a team can pull out a game like that, it usually gives them a little bit more momentum going to state. West Pere, though, that's just an outstanding program. This is probably the best matchup of teams that we're going to have.
All right, let's move ahead to Division 2. Another local team, Waunakee, in action. The Warriors going for their 3rd state title in a row. If they do that, they become only the 6th school to do so. They take on Waterford. Dennis, a team here for the first time. Conventional wisdom says a harder road to get here. Waunakee getting by Menominee last Saturday up at Stevens Point. But you got to guard against the letdown factor, don't you?
Boy, ever since Waterford beat Mequon Homestead early, then lost to Wilmot, then just avenged 56-0 the next time they played them in the playoffs. Interesting storyline there. Both Adam Bakken, the coach for Waterford, and Pat Rice are McFarland graduates. Their dads were coaches together. Bill Rice, a Hall of Fame coach. Rod Bakken was a football and a basketball coach, also the athletic trainer. So when I asked Adam on the teleconference what he's in for, he knows what he's in for. He's followed Waunakee football. It'll be a great clash. Waunakee, Leo Musso and Max Chamberlain, 3 titles. And they were players on that team as sophomores. Musso, 2 years in a row, 2,000 yards. What can you say about him?
All right, what can you say about Waunakee? An annual appearance the way it's been, and they'll go for 3 in a row. That game at 1 o'clock on Friday. Dennis, we lower the curtain on the 2011 football season with the Division 1 state title game at 4 o'clock Friday. Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln against Kenosha Bradford. Lincoln, a team near and dear to my heart, my alma mater.
Alma mater, there you go.
And I got to say, I was a kid in the stands at Mansfield Stadium in 1990 when Rapids lost to Kenosha Tremper. And now, all these years later, finally a chance for Wisconsin Rapids to get its revenge against the city of Kenosha.
Oh, yes, and Kenosha took down Verona where your kids go.
That's right.
And you could have had the Classic. That would have been a great one for you, Verona versus Rapids. But that says something about Kenosha, how good they are.
Well, I got to see that game last Saturday, and Bradford's depth, they've lost a ton of kids to injury. Vontae Jackson in the season opener, their quarterback last week in level 3. They've overcome all that to get back here. Should be a great matchup. But Dennis, to show you how old I am, the quarterback for Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln, his dad was in my class. Are we that old?
Oh, wow. But you got to talk about the best player, defensive player of the year for the coaches. Rocky. Is it Rocky?
Rocky? No, Vince Beagle. Vince Beagle from Wisconsin Rapids coming here next year to play for the Badgers. And
that's how old I remember Rocky.
Rocky, who was a great linebacker in his own right back in my day, went to BYU. But he'll be coming here. Vince Beagle will be a Badger next year, and he'll get a preview look at Camp Randall Stadium here on Friday at 4 o'clock in the final high school football game of the 2011 season. Should be a great state finals all week here, Thursday and Friday at Camp Randall. For Dennis Semrau, I'm Rob Hernandez. Thanks for watching the Prep Rally. We'll see you back here at Camp Randall Stadium.